XDefiant is confirmed to be getting live service events over the course of the first year of content after the game releases later this summer. And what if I told you that these events have a very strong chance to blow your mind? What's up, guys? My name is Buckeye, and welcome to XDefiant Guides. If you have been paying attention to anything XDefiant related this summer, you would know that coming after the game launches, there's going to be 4 seasons throughout the course of the 12-month period after the game releases. And within each of those seasons, we're going to be getting a ton of different types of content, whether that be weapons, maps, modes, new factions, but we're also going to be getting events. And in today's modern gaming landscape, events are a new thing that are really taking over a lot of games and providing content for people to play that kind of services a middle point between bigger content drops like seasons. Now, what these events can actually do is provide the gamer with an interesting twist on what may normally be their gameplay loop. A lot of times these games will introduce a new mechanic or a new mode or new skins or just new fun things that are there for a limited amount of time. So it provides an incentive for people to play during that time frame. And for the developer side of things, it gives them a little bit of extra time for those players to still be interested in the game while they work on bigger stuff that will release later on. There are multiple games out there that use this model nowadays. Of course, Fortnite probably being the biggest one. They do crossover events all the time with huge IPs like Marvel and Star Wars. And then you have other games like Destiny 2 that have events all the time. Now, if you're an OG Destiny player, I want you to think back to 2014 when they introduced the SRL event. Oh my God, the Sparrow Racing League. Now that was a time to be alive. Most recently, you've got Call of Duty doing a mid-season event here in Season 4, and a collaboration with The Boys from Amazon. Now again, why is this an important aspect for a modern game? Well, honestly, it provides people who may not already be invested in your game a reason to check you out. And I feel like that's perhaps an underrated perspective on this. Here's the thing, if somebody is interested in Star Wars but has never played XDefiant and they do a crossover event between the two IPs, then there's a chance that that person who's interested in Star Wars might want to check out the free-to-play shooter that's having an event based off the game. It's a really neat way of providing people access and an incentive to try out your game that may not have already been there before. And on the flip side, for players who are already there and are already enjoying the game, it gives you a little bit more content and a little bit of a fun experience while you're going through your time in the game. Now, XDefiant finds itself in an interesting position with this because they are developed by Ubisoft themselves, and Ubisoft has a huge plethora of other franchises that are already tied to XDefiant, and they've already said that there's going to be more of that in the future of the game. Right now, XDefiant is connected to Watch Dogs, The Division, Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and Far Cry. And those are just some of Ubisoft's big franchises. And you've also got other franchises like Assassin's Creed, which is obviously massive. And in addition to that, here within the next calendar year, we're going to be getting games like Assassin's Creed Mirage, Star Wars Outlaws, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Now, on the surface, you may think, well, those aren't exactly games that coincide with FPS games, right? And I would venture to agree with you in that respect. However, that doesn't mean that they can't do a crossover event between the two. Just literally look at anything that Fortnite has done, and you'll have a blueprint for how to do it in XDefiant. Now, post-launch, like I said before, it's already been confirmed that XDefiant will be getting more factions as the seasons progress. So the question is, will those factions come from other Ubisoft franchises, or will those be dedicated factions to XDefiant themselves? We're not quite sure how that's going to play out yet, but it's certainly possible that we could be getting a faction from Assassin's Creed. I mean, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Or could you imagine playing as a Na'vi faction from Avatar Frontiers of Pandora in XDefiant? I mean, that sounds crazy, but it sounds awesome at the same time. Now, here's a reason why I really think this is a very possible thing that could happen to XDefiant. Ubisoft has a very easy marketing opportunity with this game already being connected to other Ubisoft franchises. If they have a new game coming out, like I said before, with Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, they could do an awesome event in XDefiant to cross-promote the communities and bring more eyeballs to Avatar and bring more eyeballs to XDefiant. It's a win-win. And of course, you have games that really coincide pretty well with XDefiant, like Rainbow Six Siege. You've got the Six Invitational, all of the Rainbow Six esports that you can also tie into XDefiant as well. I mean, it's a really awesome opportunity all the way around. No matter how you look at it, it's a really cool concept, and to think about it is super exciting. Now, one reason why I could see this not going quite as excitingly as I'm hoping it could is the fact that the game is free to play. It's a brand new IP, so potentially they won't have the budget to really go crazy with this until they get a lot of people into the game, buying the battle passes, buying cosmetics, and things like that. That's something we'll have to find out, and it will be a true test in terms of Ubisoft's dedication and their investment in XDefiant, how these things will look, but I do have to say that is possible. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you want to see more content from myself, then check out the link in the description to go over to my Kick. It's kick.com/BuckeyePlays. I'll be broadcasting a lot of XDefiant once this game comes out. I'm serious, I'm going to be on there all the time, so if you don't want to miss that, definitely check it out. All right, now let's take a look at some of the upcoming Ubisoft games that are going to be huge opportunities for cross-promotion events in XDefiant, and I really think that this seriously could happen. So let's take a look here. We've got Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is coming out October 12th of 2023, which theoretically should be pretty soon after the release of XDefiant, assuming that we still have that late summer release window that they've talked about a few times. And then the next game we've got is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which comes out December 3rd, 2023. And that's a little bit longer after the release of XDefiant, another opportunity for an event. And then a huge one that I'm super excited about is Star Wars Outlaws. Could you imagine a crossover event in XDefiant with Star Wars Outlaws? Oh my God. That's a video for another time, and it's definitely in the works, so stay tuned. If you're interested in that, maybe hit the subscribe button. All in all, the fact of the matter is that crossover events in XDefiant are a huge opportunity for both marketing, more players, exciting your existing player base, and it's just a really fun thing to think about. So I challenge you, leave a comment on this video telling me what you think can be done with a crossover event in XDefiant. Can you think of an awesome Ubisoft franchise that they would really have a good time mashing together? I'm really interested to see what you have to say, so let me know in the comments. And if you found today's video at all interesting, definitely, please be sure to give the video a like. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you stick around for more content just like this. But I'll see you guys in the next one.